Two. Welcome to our virtual parish meeting. I'm Councillor Tom Dunlop, the Crewe Mayor-elect for 2021-22. Usually at our parish meeting we have presentations from the community groups in Crewe, but obviously we aren't able to do that this year, so we have asked some groups that have been working very hard over the past year to support communities in Crewe to provide us with a short video telling us what they have been up to and how grants from Crewe Town Council have helped them in their work. So I do hope you enjoy the videos.
General Manager for the Accelerate band from Crewe. Having not given any public performances for over a year now, we want to share our music especially with those unable to access music easily. The grant has assisted the band to purchase electronic equipment that will provide several different opportunities to record both audio and visual performances that we can then share. Christmas time, when we could meet up briefly as a group while still social distancing, we managed to record several Christmas items which were released to care homes across Cheshire and Staffordshire. The new equipment has given us a great lift towards producing a professional recording that will share across platforms to people of our hometown in Crewe. On behalf of the band, we thank you for helping us with this project, bringing music to you in 2021. Thank you.
Just wanted to say a big thank you to Crewe Town Council for granting us £1,000 to support local people in food poverty. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we as Chance Changing Lives have met a number of urgent and local challenges, and thank you for your support in helping us to meet this growing need. We've seen an increase of 20% in our members, all people in food poverty. As you know, we run a social supermarket where 120 members and their families choose shopping for £3 a week, and for that gain about £15 worth of shopping. Our colour-coded system encourages people to learn budgeting skills, and new members are referred to us by food banks, Citizens Advice, the Salvation Army, St Paul's, the Wishing Well Project, Motherwell, town councils, social services, probation services, and the list goes on. We see that we're the next step from a food bank type service where people can choose their own food with dignity, and over COVID-19, the first lockdown, we delivered to the door, which enabled us to keep our people as safe as possible, particularly those who were shielding. Your funding has allowed us to bulk buy fresh and frozen food from wholesalers in addition to the food that we would normally be able to offer. That means that we've been able to fill our commercial freezers, and those higher value items that are harder to obtain could be bought through your funding. That means that although we get donations from the public, we also need to supplement this. We feel that we can deliver this for 33p a meal, and every penny of the money that you've given to us has gone to supporting people who needed it the most. Our vision is that everyone has a safe place to call home, with food to eat and an opportunity for their voice to be heard. Your £1,000 has enabled us to do this by providing additional food for 3,000 meals for people in the greatest need. By shopping at our community pantry, people are not just getting food. We know that they're getting far more than that, and we also offer debt advice. We offer advice on how to get benefits, and especially at the moment through fuel poverty grants. And this can mean that people can pay off debt, pay for heating their homes, pay rent and council tax arrears, or remain in their rented homes without falling into homelessness, petty crime, and relationship breakdown. Your funding has helped us provide these additional meals for 120 families, 225 registered heads of household, and 315 individuals in total. We provide services for people who are in social housing. 116 of our clients at the moment are in social housing, 70 in private rent, 16 are owner-occupiers, 5 in lodgings, and 18 sofa surfing or in hostels. We know that 32 of our families have working parents, 68 are job seeking, 17 retired, and 108 in sickness, disability, or are unfit to work, falling through the benefit gaps. We know we can do more, and we would like to thank Crewe Town Council for having the vision to support us in the work that we do.
Hello, my name's Dave MacDonald, and I'm Chair of Crewe Clean Team, a local environmental group formed in 2012, which now has over 170 members. One of the things we do when there isn't a national lockdown on is hold a group monthly litter pick. We actually held our 92nd recently, socially distanced at Leighton Greenway. We've always encouraged young people to come along and help. And recently, a lot of families have joined us as they've noticed litter on their exercise walk. Our rule for giving out equipment is that members borrow it the first time they come to a litter pick, and if they're daft enough to come again, then we give it them to keep. This means that we have scores of members all around Crewe forming cells and litter picking their own areas. Obviously we've had to waive this rule recently because our last 2 litter picks have been more than a year apart. We've always noticed how enthusiastic young children are to help, but our equipment is cumbersome, and our large and larger size vests are much too big. So last October, we applied for a grant to buy special children's litter pickers, smaller vests and small gloves. This equipment will mean that our young people, and we had 7 join us at our last litter pick, are properly and safely kitted out. So we would like to thank Crewe Town Council for giving us the means to provide this equipment. This kit will be well used and will benefit both the people and the wildlife of Crewe. Incidentally, one of the other things we do is hold an annual bulb planting day, usually with local cubs, and now is a good time to see the difference that makes if you take a walk around Christchurch in the centre of Crewe, opposite the Lifestyle Centre. If you'd like to know more about us, simply search for Crewe Clean Team on Facebook or visit www.crewecleanteam.co.uk. Thank you.
Hello there, my name is Shelley Brown. I'm one of the directors here at Creative Action Team CIC. We are a small community interest company based in Crewe, offering animal assisted therapy and counselling. So that includes really support to children of all ages, the young people and families. During the last year, we've had some help from Crewe Town Council to enable us to continue our services, which have been much needed to support children and young people through quite a stressful period. As I've said, we are a small mental health community company based in Crewe. We offer animal assisted therapy, play therapy, counselling, family support and also clinical supervision to the helping professions. We have 2 bases. We're lucky enough to have a farm base where we have our ponies. Our Crewe base is at Timbrell Avenue and we mostly work with the dogs there. As you can see, the top right hand corner shows our beautiful farm base. And the bottom right hand corner shows our recently developed outdoor area for working COVID safe with children and young people at Timbrell Avenue in Crewe. Unfortunately, during the pandemic, we could only reach a handful of children face-to-face, one-to-one in a COVID-safe outdoor environment, which meant that we actually took our services online so that we could reach many more. We developed a programme called This Is Me, so we could build resilience, self-awareness, creativity and celebrate our strengths throughout all of the lockdowns of last year and obviously in January as well. We used our creativity and worked alongside one of our therapy dogs to make sure that it was a fun, engaging session that children could drop in and out of, whether they were at school or at home, given that there was an awful lot of chaos there in the world.
I'm Shelley. I'm a therapist here at Creative Action Team. This is Leo, my therapy dog, a 2-year-old working cocker. At the moment, everything is online to keep everybody safe amidst all the coronavirus and the lockdown that's in place to help. You might be thinking, what does an online session with a dog look like? Pretty much like this, really. Yeah, that's right. So there are things that we can do online that we might have been doing face-to-face anyway. So games like Uno can be played online. Leo particularly likes playing Uno.
So that's just a little snippet of some of the things that we might have been doing. Also reading relaxing stories, creating a programme to help children understand and talk about their feelings with their peers in a friendly, safe, nurturing environment that wasn't academic. We played games, we had stories, and more recently we did a whole programme around a COVID-19 time capsule to enable children to express where they were right now, which enabled them to open up to their feelings and process some of them, as well as it being a fun activity to put away maybe for a couple of years' time, maybe 5 years' time. We knew that before the pandemic hit that mental health in children and young people was on the increase in terms of anxiety and depression. Not surprisingly, the research that's come out recently, and certainly in 2020, was indicative that this was only getting worse. We worked throughout the entire lockdowns, so all the way through April, all the way through the summer holidays, and latterly all the way through January as well, to ensure that as many children as possible could receive the support that they might need. We couldn't have done all of this or any of this without generous amounts of funding that were coming in, and particularly wanted to say thank you very much to Crewe Town Council. Their funding enabled us to continue and to promote our online pieces of work to help children and young people within Crewe. Obviously our feedback was good, which meant that we knew that we were hitting the mark. So particularly interesting was that children, teachers and parents were able to find out much more about how their children were feeling than if they asked them directly. So they could listen in perhaps to or join in some of the sessions, and they could find out much more about what was going on for the children, as well as seeing a lot of the benefits in terms of having fun and relaxing as well. The children liked it, they thought it was fun, they enjoyed exploring their feelings, they liked being creative, and it made them feel happy. If you want to know more about what we do, then please get in touch with us. Our website is creativeactionteam.com. You can email us on info@creativeactionteam.com. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and indeed on our Instagram page as well. Thank you very much for listening.
Hello, my name is Nicola. I'm from Family Ties CIC based in Crewe. At Family Ties we focus on supporting children, young people and their families, looking at all aspects of emotional health and well-being.
I'm Kate. Just a little update on what we've done over the last 12 months with funding from Crewe Town Council. We were able to provide local families with emotional resource packs throughout the first lockdown to help with children's emotions at home. We've been back into school to offer a coping with change workshop on a face-to-face basis with children in the Crewe area. and we're now back face to face with our drop-in for parents and babies.
Hello, my name's Sue and I'm a Senior Coordinator with Home Start. I work in the Crewe area along with my colleague Angela, and we currently support 33 families in the area. In normal circumstances, we recruit and train parent volunteers who support families in their own home. They visit for 2 to 3 hours, 1 day a week. They do things with them that a friend would do. They would perhaps go for a hospital appointment together, dentist appointment, shopping, forming friendship and being that listening ear to support a family. To have Home Start support, you have to have at least one child under the age of 5, and that's the only criteria. So it doesn't matter if you're a single parent, whether you have a partner, whether you're on benefits, or whether you've got a wonderful job. Everybody's lives can be difficult at times and need that little bit of extra support that we can offer. We also run a weekly group in Crewe where parents can come along with their children, and we're there again as support. We can listen to them, we can play with the children, and it works really well, as an awful lot of our parents do have anxiety problems and suffer with getting out and about. During COVID, life has obviously been very different for everybody, and we've not been able to do our usual job, but we have adapted our service, and so we've managed to get funding, and we've given healthy food hampers to families, activity packs for children, and Crewe Town Council have funded parent pamper packs, which we felt that children were getting plenty of things, but actually the parents were suffering. And so we had some lovely packs, and we put them together ourselves and we hand delivered them, with the focus being on the parents. And that's made a huge difference, and everybody really, really welcomed that. We also have some funding left over from that, which we are going to we're in the process of buying some nice new toys for the families coming to our group, which we're hoping to set up again very, very soon. So really, I just wanted to have a big, big thank you to Hannah and everybody at Crewe Town Council for being supportive to Home Start. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Crewe Town Council has supported us massively during 2020. Although it's been a tough year for everyone, we had huge plans at the beginning of the year, which sadly a lot did not come to fruition. But the pandemic did present other opportunities. So we decided to expand our lunch crew scheme from St Andrew's Church, providing roughly 50 meals a week, to working across 3 churches in total, providing up to 600 meals a week. Throughout the summer holidays, we brought together volunteers from several local churches and community organisations. We were able to partner with Motherwell Cheshire to offer uniform exchange, and we received funding from Active Cheshire to deliver sports packs. But none of this would have been possible without the support of Crewe Town Council. We've also launched this year Incredible Edible at St Peter's. This is a fantastic opportunity. We are building a community vegetable garden which will provide fresh fruit and vegetables to the local community. It will also provide volunteering opportunities for people to come and help with the growing and the tending of the crops. We're also providing a community space there. This is a huge boost, not just for nutrition and access to fresh food, but also in terms of improving people's mental health and well-being. It's giving people opportunities to engage with growing something and volunteering in a safe environment. Thank you, Crewe Town Council. It's been a hard year, but we've all come together and made a difference.
Hello, it's Debbie Foss from the Crewe and Nantwich Talking newspaper. I'm getting ready our weekly production of the Talking newspaper, starting off on the computer where I'm copying files which then go onto the USB sticks. We put them in here. This is our copying machine where we'll put in the master stick and then we'll fill up all the slots, and these then go into our yellow wallets. Thanks to Crewe Town Council, we've been able to buy a new supply of yellow wallets, as the ones we'd had for 9 years now, and they were getting rather tatty and we weren't able to use quite a lot of them because the zips might have broken. So we're indebted to the grant that we've had, which means that we're able to continue sending out the Talking newspaper. Since the lockdown in March last year, we've had an increased number of people wanting to listen to the Talking newspaper, and we've had some brilliant comments from people saying the Talking newspaper is a lifeline, it's a friend dropping through the door, and it's helped people not to feel as socially isolated if they've not been able to get out and see friends and family. So thanks from me and from all of us at the Crewe and Nantwich Talking newspaper, to Crewe Town Council, especially to Hannah Marr, who has liaised with me throughout, and to everybody that made the decision to give us a grant. We're really grateful, but most of all for our listeners, because without the listeners we'd have no Talking newspaper. We're able to send the Talking newspaper out to over 100 people every week. Most people live in Crewe. We've got a few people in Nantwich, and we have a few people that live further afield who listen online, as we do also now produce the Talking newspaper over the internet, so we're able to reach a wider number of people. So thanks, Crewe Town Council. You're keeping us going, hopefully for another 44 years. All the very best.
The support we've received from Crewe Town Council has helped us to run vital open access sessions in Crewe. Without these sessions, we wouldn't be able to support children and young people with their mental health as quickly as we can now. One of our team, Jo, has tips on how to look after yourself in these difficult times.
It's really important to try to look after yourself and reach out for help when you need it. Everyone struggles with their mental health sometimes, and it's okay not to feel okay. Well-being is about feeling good, functioning well, and how well you can cope with day-to-day life. There are 5 ways to well-being that can help you manage with your day-to-day life. Connect, be active, give, keep learning, take notice.
Thank you, Crewe Town Council.
Hello, my name's Tracy Bentley. I'm the community worker at the YMCA in Crewe, and I'd like to tell you about why we had to do alternative services last year at the YMCA in our community at large. For the first time ever, we were faced with terrible circumstances, finding ourselves in the middle of a pandemic where people could no longer come together in the community to access services and share experiences, issues, troubles, life stories, supporting each other, all the things that we would do day in, day out in the community with each other had to stop very suddenly. As a result of that, we were given some funding to do some outdoor activities to help us to try and do some continuous work throughout this ordeal. What we chose to do were to provide some services in the west end of Crewe on the Derby Docks field we had 2 sessions a week, one for the youth, which were accessed very successfully. Football, cricket, lots of fun, lots of youth actually came. We had to bubble them up safely on the field to make sure that, you know, everything was, regulations were being applied to, and we had some services at Crewe Alexandra football ground, again for the youth. Well attended, people getting together, doing what we were doing indoors really, much more than sports, but talking to the youth and supporting them throughout what, you know, is a very, very challenging time. We also met with parents 2 mornings a week at Queen's Park and had cups of tea outside the cafe, socially distanced, bubbled up, had a lot of parents come and again were able to share what was going on for them during this pandemic and support when we could, very, very invaluable services when we were not able to do anything else in the community, you know, amongst the restrictions. And, you know, we're very grateful for all the support that we've had. Thank you.
I'm sure you'll agree that these videos have reflected some of the very hard work being delivered in our town by community groups and volunteers. And I would like to thank everyone working to support the communities of Crewe. In particular, thanks to the amazing NHS teams that have carried a huge burden over the past year, and all frontline and key workers who have helped us in many ways during these testing times. Although this is a virtual parish meeting, we want to ensure you have the opportunity to have your say, and so please let us have your thoughts, suggestions, comments and ideas on Crewe and how Crewe Town Council may be able to make a difference for residents, business and visitors. All your comments and ideas will be shared with Council, and we'll work hard to help build services, facilities and activities in Crewe that reflect the pride we all have in the town and the ambition we share for Crewe. You can send in your comments, ideas and suggestions via any way that suits you, including via our social media. You can email us at support@crewetowncouncil.gov.uk. You can contact us via our website and even post us a letter to 1 Chantry Court, Crewe, CW1 2DL. These details will be at the end of the video in just a few seconds, but I'd like to end by thanking you, the residents of Crewe, for making Crewe a special place to live, work and relax. Thank you.